You will never amount to anything. We shall see, brother.
Now, this story is an emotional kind of like train where Beta Ray Bill is kind of like at his ends wit in terms of like, if we go in the first book, you'll see that he's going against Fing Fang Foom. And Fing Fang Foom is a character that we've seen is a big, gigantic dragon who's sentient and can talk, right? But basically, the dragon Fing Fang Foom comes to Asgard, and within Asgard, Beta Ray Bill is residing there, and he's bringing the Asgardian army together, and he's like they're trying to defeat him. Um, but just to give a little backstory, Beta Ray Bill does not have Stormbreaker at this time. Stormbreaker was destroyed by Thor during the events of the Black Winter, and needless to say, Beta Ray Bill is going against Fing Fan Foom. He ends up losing in a sense, right? And then Thor comes out into Asgard, and then he just wrecks Fing Fan Foom. And then it's kind of a slight. And Thor says, "I thought you could handle him." He doesn't say it in a way to like make him feel bad, but it does make Beta Ray Bill feel bad. And after the battle, he ends up going and like drinking, and they're celebrating because they it's kind of like a warriors kind of celebration. And in the midst of that, him and Sif are talking, and that talking leads to them going back right to the bedroom and things of that nature. But needless to say, I didn't mention this, but because Beta Ray Bill does not have Stormbreaker, he cannot turn back into his original Corbinite form, right? Corbinite is the race that Beta Ray Bill resides in. And if you didn't know, Beta Ray Bill went through kind of like the cybernetic cyborg kind of program and became the horse-like structure that we see. Because prior to that, he does have a horse-like kind of feature it, but it's not a protruding face and a nose, right? But Beta Ray Bill, he does not like it. He's self-conscious about it all the time. And it kind of peaks when he's about to get into sexual activity with Sif, and then Sif was like, "How does this work? Are you gonna transform back?" And then he's like, he feels bad because he doesn't transform back, right? And then he leaves, just kind of like, damn, like in terms, it was kind of like sexually, he was kind of like put down, right? And then he basically tells Thor, "I'm leaving." He said, "I'm leaving Asgard. I have to go. I have to get." He's like, "I have to go find Odin. I need to have a weapon of sorts that will turn me back into the person I am." So he goes on this kind of like Dungeons and Dragons kind of like adventure with Pip the Troll and also Scourge, who's come back to life just for this time being. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. But along the way, and I'm kind of telling you guys the whole story because it's an amazing story. So along the way, he goes on his ship. The name of his ship is called Scuttlebutt. It's kind of a funny name, but whatever. It's Scuttlebutt, right? And it's a ship that has artificial intelligence, sophisticated artificial intelligence, and it's been with him since his inception of becoming Beta Ray Bill, right? The cyborg that he is, right? The enhanced Corbinite. And through his adventures, he does find Odin, and he finds Odin and basically says, "Can you make me a new weapon? Can you forge me a new weapon?" He's basically, at the end of the day, he's like, "No, I can't, right? I don't have the ability to do this for you." And everyone along the way is kind of telling him that you don't really need anything, like you're Beta Ray Bill kind of thing, right? But they go, Pip the Troll in particular goes with him because it's they're very reminiscent in how they feel subconscious about themselves, right? But basically, Odin says, "Even though I can't make you this weapon, there is a weapon that may give you what you desire." And this weapon is basically the weapon of Surtur. I couldn't remember. So Surtur, he's trying to get the Twilight Sword, right? So he goes, and when he goes into the realm where Surtur resides and the sword and the Twilight Sword resides, Scuttlebutt, the ship manifests itself into a humanoid-based android, and the ship doesn't even know why it's transformed, but it believes that it's transformed into this artificial intelligence android type humanoid because of where they are, right? But needless to say, we get some really positive interactions with the ship Scuttlebutt, who is now in this humanoid base form. And what's really cool about it is that um you start to see the relationship, right? That Scuttlebutt has always been with him, always believed in him, and Scuttlebutt, she wishes that she could do more. She even creates a whole axe for him, a brand new weapon, right? And um I think what's gonna happen is my speculation for the end book is that he is gonna get the Twilight Sword, but he's basically either two things are gonna happen. Either he's gonna reforge the Twilight Sword into a new axe, or he's just basically gonna be like, I don't actually need this axe. I have Scuttlebutt. And again, some of you are like, Scuttlebutt, like, what are you talking about? I'm about to show you a picture of Scuttlebutt so you guys don't, in our Android based form, right? And here it is right here. And from this panel alone, I feel as if he's going to realize I don't really need anyone because I've always had Scuttlebutt. If that happens, I think that's pretty cool. But in the last couple pages, spoiler alert, because I just spoiled the whole entire story anyway, we see Surtur because he's about to get the sword, Twilight Sword. And he's basically like, Surtur's like,
You're gonna have to basically fight me to do this, right?
right? But kind of like the reason why I said that theory about he's going to get the sword and reforge it probably into a hammer, or maybe just keep it as a sword, is because this last page in the preview, the grand finale is Bill versus Surtur, and he has the Twilight Sword. If he gets the Twilight Sword, I would love it. And the reason why I would love it is because he needs his own thing. You know, he needs to be his own person. I love Beta Ray Bill as kind of like a Thor-esque character. He's always been one of my favorite characters, but him having the Twilight Sword as his own would just be everything and amazing. If he forges it into like a dark kind of axe, that's cool. If he wants to leave it as a sword itself, then that's cool too. But I'm loving Scuttlebutt in her form, and I hope it stays that way because that team up of Scourge, Beta Ray Bill, Scuttlebutt, and Pip the Troll, I think it's pretty nifty, and it's very reminiscent to kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing. All right, team, I'm about to hop out of here because as you can hear, when I talk, I get super amped up and I get super hyped. Yeah, so anyway, with that being said, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you enjoy my content, drop me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, everyone, peace, love you all. Be good to yourself and be good to others. That is the way.